Hey, I heard you've been feeling kind of anxious. Well, don't worry, we're gonna figure out what's making you anxious. We're gonna find a solution, or we're gonna find techniques to just make you feel better, okay? Okay, good. So, what's been going on? Sounds like a lot of stress you've been having lately. That can make anyone feel anxious and stressed, so you're not alone. Don't worry. Take a deep breath. I'll breathe with you, okay? Let's both inhale and exhale. I like closing my eyes when I do that. I don't know why. Inhale and exhale. So, I was reading this book lately. It's a self-help book. So, do you want to try out the techniques I learned? It wouldn't hurt to try, right? Okay, yeah, let's try. So, first, tell me like a thought you've been having lately that's causing you these feelings. Okay, so something to do with your relationship or your job. Okay, sounds like you're feeling like you aren't deserving of love, or you aren't deserving of the same treatment as maybe someone else, or worthy. Is that relatable at all? Okay, well let's see if we can help you flip the script. Alrighty. And by the way, the book, it's called Mind Over Mood, I think. But I'll put it down below when I find out the name for you. But so let's balance your thoughts out. So the feeling is I'm not good enough, pretty much, or not deserving. So let's find 5 reasons or evidence that supports that thought. Can you list out 5 of them? Okay. And a second one? Okay. Third. And the 4th. And then the 5th. Okay, and what percentage from 1 to 100% do you believe that thought? Okay, so it's a pretty strong belief. I see. Do you have any points, like 5 things of evidence that doesn't support that thought? Can you tell me? Okay, yeah. Those are good points. Okay, and then let's test out those thoughts, shall we? Okay. So, how does it feel to you when you believe the opposite thought of I am deserving and I am enough? What's coming to mind when you think that? So maybe you're not quite buying that just yet. In that case, the book had some tips. You're lucky you have me as a friend to help you with this. I love reading. Do you love books, self-help books, like this much, like I do? Yeah, I don't know, I'm really into it lately. So if you don't believe that thought 100% yet, because it just feels like you're lying to yourself because you don't have enough evidence to disprove the thought, so that means that there might be something in your life right now that is a problem that we can actually solve. So do you want to see if we can solve an issue of yours that you don't even, maybe you're not aware of, that you have a solvable problem? That sounds good, right? Yeah, okay, let's try. And maybe this will bring about some alternative thoughts. So, in the book it's called Making an Action Plan. So, let's make an action plan. Yeah, I'm excited. So, why do you think you're not good enough, first of all? So it's like a lot of this relationship stuff is popping up, okay? So is it that person that's not appreciating you that you feel like is making you feel this way? Could be. So yeah, all your stress and negative thoughts could be very well solvable, and hopefully we can improve your confidence at the end of this. So I have here three actions that you can take. 1, talk with the person who's upsetting you. I know this might be hard, but if you can get answers, possibly closure if that is something you haven't gotten yet from the relationship, or even a resolution if there was a misunderstanding, that would be really ideal. Is that something you're willing to try? Yeah? Okay, good. You might really surprise yourself that a really hard conversation might actually be just what you need. I know. I've been there, so you'd be very surprised, like how good you could feel after. So, 2nd, find out if there's some things you could be adding to get to your day that gives you joy, that you truly enjoy, like reading, swimming, learning a new skill. Like, what is something that you really enjoy? Okay, that's so fun. Yeah. I'm also a fan. And do you do it very often? No? Okay, so what about trying just for a little bit amount of time per day just to see if you feel better? That's a good idea. Okay, 3. Maybe this might be the hard part. Maybe you just need to cut someone out of your life that aren't treating you how you deserve to be treated, because one way to have good self-esteem is to prove to yourself that you treat yourself with the same treatment, like you wouldn't let someone else be treated a certain way. So yeah, you should not let someone be in your life that isn't showing you respect. What do you think? That's the hard part, huh? But you got this. You got this. Don't worry. I believe in you. So then in our action plan, those are our actions. We're gonna make some times of when we're gonna begin these three actions. So the talking with the person, the adding things in your day to some joyous activities in your day, and then the possibly cutting out someone from your life. That's kind of maybe goes hand in hand with that first one. But so yeah, so like the times, and then after that we're gonna go over the possible problems we might face so that we have a more realistic action plan. And then some strategies that we're going to overcome those problems that we listed. So, and then the progress on how each one's going, which we'll talk about that next time we hang out, okay? Because I want to hear all the progress of how it's going and how you're feeling. So, are you ready? Let's do this. Let's just get it done. We're gonna just feel so much better once this is all done, okay? So, when are you gonna begin talking to the person that's upsetting you and seeing like if you can get a resolution or closure or what it may be? ASAP. That's a good idea. I would do this as well as soon as possible. As soon as possible. So, how are you gonna contact them? Cell phone. Okay, good. And when are you gonna start your hobby that you just told me about? Tomorrow? Okay, that's a good idea. Start when it's like nice and sunny out. 3, and then after you talk, like how soon would you end things? Would you let it drag on or no? Good. I think that's a good idea to just nip it in the bud. So, what problems do you think you might face with number 1, the talk? They might postpone talking with you. Maybe they might make excuses why they're busy. Or maybe the talk won't be resolved within the first talk. You might need 2 talks, possibly. Yeah, those are good. Those are possible things that might happen. Number 2, so yeah, it might be difficult to start this new hobby since it's been a while, but I've been reading that book, or I read the little like Spark Notes version of Atomic Habits, and they said to start with, if you want to start a new habit, start really small, as in like 2 minutes a day. People think they have to start like 1 hour a day of something, but no, 2 minutes. Like in the little Spark Notes video I saw from the book, the guy said he'd open his laptop to study for just 2 minutes a day. The alarm would go off after 2 minutes and he'd close it, and he did this every day until it just became habit, and then he increased the time. So I thought that was really clever. So don't worry about these big time increments. Just take your time. Just take your time. Just take your time. So, and then the third problem, maybe you might find it very difficult to cut someone out of your life. And you might find it not possible, but if it doesn't happen this time, let's just write down, like, it might be the second conversation or the third. So don't limit yourself to just the first, okay? Okay, good. And so what strategies should we have here for overcoming those problems? Be persistent and patient. That's a good one. And if they refuse to meet you, it's a good idea to keep that as like a form of closure, because that is a decision in itself. And yeah, because at least you tried your best. And so we already talked about the solution for the second one, the starting small. That's a good one. And then if it's like something too pricey, start with maybe going to meetups, or like, I don't know, something like where I think like different cities hold community held hobbies, and there's affordable options out there. You just have to look for them. Facebook groups, that's a good idea too. Good idea. And yeah, and the third point is respecting yourself by telling someone like how you deserve to be treated is how you show yourself respect. So yeah, good one. And then, like we said, the progress we'll talk about next time. So, the third technique, this one is like, it might appear as like the hardest technique for overcoming your anxiety, but when I read this chapter, it really stood out to me, and it's all about acceptance. Acceptance. So yeah, it was talking about how acceptance can lift you out of despair and sadness and helps you just focus on what is important to you right now. So acceptance of negative circumstances and of painful moods can actually bring comfort. So like one example in the chapter they talked about was someone who was dealing with a parent that had Alzheimer's, and they found it so painful they found it hard to visit their father who didn't remember them. But they worked on acceptance, and instead of being upset that the father didn't remember the son, he accepted it. And when he saw his father, he just said, when the father asked, "Who are you?" he said, "I am here to spend time with you." And then it just started off way better than before, where he said, "I'm your son," and then there would be confusion. And so that's a form of acceptance, and that just made the lives easier on both sides, a little bit smoother. So yeah, so one way we can do this for our anxiety of I don't deserve, or I don't feel like I'm deserving, you can wake up and say something you're really glad about every morning. Just wake up with something you're thankful for, you're glad about. And that's how we can accept our mood. And acceptance also means not to judge ourselves and how we feel. So we just have to keep that in mind, that we should be very kind to ourselves and not judge our moods. And yeah, so I hope that this was helpful for you, and let me know if you feel better, and I hope that either those 3 techniques were helpful. The first one being switching your thought to the opposite and trying to believe that, and if that doesn't solve your issue, so the I'm not deserving, switching it to I am deserving, I am worthy. If that doesn't solve that deep held anxiety, then I think these other 2 might just help you out. The action plan, and then the acceptance. Let me know which of the 3 worked best for you, if any has, and if not, next time we hang out, I'll keep reading and then try something else out. So anyways, I'm thinking about you, and I hope you're gonna feel better soon, okay? Alrighty, well, it was really good to see you, and yeah, I hate goodbye. But anyways, I'll see you later, okay?